Hey guys, what's up? JK with PornReboot here, on my way back from the gym as usual. And today I want to speak briefly on your hormone levels, specifically testosterone, and your recovery. In my 6 years of working with men who are struggling with porn addiction and other sexually compulsive disorders, I found that many men, young men and older men, have crazy low testosterone levels, like ridiculously low testosterone levels. And the thing is, testosterone is such an important hormone for men. It regulates, to a certain extent, your sex drive, your energy levels, how you feel, your feeling of well-being. And if you have low testosterone levels, you're not going to be motivated. You're always going to be depressed. You're always going to be experiencing some level of fatigue or the other, and you're not going to have erections. Doesn't that sound a little bit like some of the symptoms of porn addiction? It does, doesn't it? It's very important to get your testosterone levels checked, even if you're in your early 20s. Because in our society today, especially those of us who live in Western countries, there are so many things that are destroying our testosterone levels. From the food we eat, processed food, to what we store our food in, plastics, to what we put in and on our body, our shampoos, our lotions, our hair conditioners, all that kind of stuff. All these things contribute to low testosterone, as well as our mindset. We don't live in a society that celebrates any sort of expression of masculinity. So things that raise your testosterone levels psychologically, such as winning, such as having sex on a regular basis, that actually raises your testosterone level. Lifting heavy weights, building muscle, those are not things that are celebrated by many men. And if you're a man who lives in fear, you're a man who experiences a lot of stress, a man who experiences high levels of anxiety, physically, you're not going to be optimizing your testosterone levels. So again, I will say it. It is very important to get your testosterone levels checked, because you do not want to spend 4, 5, 6 years trying to take care of your porn addiction when you are actually experiencing low testosterone levels. So there are various ways to do this. Many men have come to me and explained their symptoms during our first call. And I just tell them, bro, go get your hormone levels checked. Go get a men's hormone panel, that's what it's called, and get your testosterone levels checked. And I've met some guys whose testosterone levels was in the toilet, all right? I'm going to do two things for you guys. In the description below, I'm going to leave a link to a resource where you can measure your testosterone levels. That's when you take a test, you can actually compare what your testosterone levels should be at a healthy level or an above average level for your age. And below it, I'm going to leave a link to an at-home testosterone test that you can take in the privacy of your own home. I think it's only available for people in North America. I'm not sure, but it's what I use to get my levels tested. Now, moving on. If you're over the age of 35, so if you're an older guy, there is one benefit of having low testosterone levels. And that is the thing you think is your sex drive is actually not your sex drive. You're actually propelled and fueled by your addiction, by your need to medicate whatever issues you have. Without pornography, you actually are unable to get turned on. You're actually unable to have sex. But you don't know the difference between a flat line and low testosterone. It's funny and it's sad, and in a weird way it's also an advantage, because you will feel that you are flatlining for quite a while you are in recovery. So when you're no longer masturbating and you're no longer watching pornography, you'll have low testosterone levels, and you will feel no urge to masturbate. You will feel no attraction towards other women. Nothing will be working. And most older guys are actually okay with this because they just want freedom from that behavior. They want freedom from the guilt and the shame. Most of you are married. Most of you have kids. You want to just focus on your career and taking care of your family and not being out there objectifying and sexualizing every woman you see. Once in a while, you have sex with your wife. Now, this is absolutely not ideal, and this is not what I recommend. But the benefit of that is that you have something that is in the last part of my addiction cycle. So there are a lot of addiction cycles out there. You know, how you get triggered, moving on to your acting out behavior. The last part of my addiction cycle in my system is time. And that means that the time that you have when you are not watching pornography and you are not masturbating is very important. Most guys have that time, and I ask them when they speak to me, well, what did you do with the time? That 1 month, that 2 weeks, that 4 months where you were not watching porn and masturbating, what were you doing? What do you mean what I was doing? I was living my life, bro. I was living my life. But because you were living your life and not doing anything to develop the coping skills to manage the pain, which is your trigger to act out and watch pornography and masturbate, you piss that time away. That time is important. That is the time you use to work on the things you didn't work on that cause you pain. And so, for men who have low testosterone, you have time during that flat line, which you can't tell the difference between that and low testosterone, for your brain to rewire and for you to work on other things. People put so much emphasis on how terrible the flat line is. JK, I'm not feeling anything. I don't have a sex drive. Nothing is happening in my life. I get it if you're younger or even if you're older and you are in a new relationship or you are with a partner who has a high sex drive and you need to have sex with her regularly for her to feel that the relationship is healthy. And suddenly you have a flat line. But if you're an older guy and you're already not having sex with your wife regularly because of your porn use, or because you have low testosterone, then it's not going to make much of a difference. That's the reality. The good news is that you can use that time period to allow your brain to rewire and do its thing. It's going to take a while. It's going to take months. Though in those few months, you can achieve some amazing things. You can work on your focus. You can find out what strong emotions you're unable to control, like anger or sadness or frustration. You can learn new coping skills to deal with stress. You can work on whatever trauma you have or unresolved conflicts. You can get rid of a lot of the shame and the guilt that you've experienced from acting out because you're no longer acting out. And when you do that, you eliminate those feelings of loneliness and those deep intimacy needs, that need for intimacy, even if you have a partner, because you feel that you're not worthy of love. That feeling of not being worthy of being loved comes from your shame and guilt that has accumulated over the years. So that is the time that you can use to work on that. If you're doing that already, very good for you. If you're still struggling with porn and you're going to work with somebody or do this on your own, whichever the case may be, just bear that in mind, that you may have low testosterone levels and you want to have high testosterone levels. Not average or optimal testosterone levels. You want to be a high testosterone man. But that can also threaten your recovery. Because when you raise your testosterone levels during recovery and your sex drive goes up with that, then you put yourself at risk. So what's the solution to this? What do you do if you are in that dilemma? The bottom line is every man over the age of 20 who lives in the Western world should get his testosterone levels checked, because we put shit in our bodies, whether we like it or not. My brothers in other countries, if you eat clean, good for you. If you put shit in your body, get a testosterone test. Get your levels checked. And if you're over the age of 35 or you classify as an older guy, and you take a testosterone test and it shows that you have low testosterone levels, there are many options. You can get testosterone replacement therapy, but my recommendation when you are in recovery is to change your lifestyle first of all, because that will raise your testosterone levels in a stable way and in a way that works with the time you have while you're staying off pornography and masturbation. What this means is that instead of introducing an external source of testosterone into your body and jacking it up, and it varies for different people. Some guys, their sex drive goes up. Some guys just report general feelings of well-being. But in the case of men who are recovering, you can do different things such as losing weight, increasing your muscle mass, eating cleaner, getting enough sleep, reducing stress in your life, having more sex, if possible. If not, it's not the end of the world. But I do think that if you are in a committed relationship, any relationship where sex is an option, I do think that you should try to have sex and really try to put aside the anxiety you have about performing and your erections. And do it because it does trigger a lot of very healthy neurotransmitters or brain chemicals that really help you feel good. That is the way to raise your testosterone levels while you are in recovery. So in conclusion, get your hormone levels checked, particularly testosterone. Use the link in the description below to get access to an affordable test, and use the second link in the description below to find out what your testosterone level should be for your age, and what it should be on average, and what it would be if it is above average. If you have high testosterone, fantastic. Don't do anything about it. If you have average levels of testosterone, do whatever you want to do, but my recommendation is that you try to raise it a little bit higher by changing some things in your lifestyle. If you have low testosterone levels, don't freak out. Set a date to have another test about 90 days from now. And in the meantime, start doing things to raise your testosterone levels naturally, and seriously quit your porn use and regulate your masturbation. Ideally, end it completely for a couple of months so that you can rewire your brain, so that you can reboot and be free of porn. The easiest way to do this is to find out if you can work with me. We have group coaching that is beginning shortly, and you can find out if you qualify for group coaching by visiting the third link in the description below, which is elevatedrecovery.org/request-a-call, where you get on a quick call to find out if you're a good fit. If you have any questions or comments about what I've talked about today, feel free to leave a comment in the description below. Also, subscribe to my channel. I release videos every week. And if you have any specific topics that you would like me to address concerning your porn addiction, your problem with masturbation, or any other sexually compulsive disorder, just go ahead and leave it in the comment section below, and I will shoot a video on that topic. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'll see you on the brighter side of this journey. Have a great day.